Brodie Lawson alongside Marshall Ferguson. The 2017 CFL Combine presented by Adidas is in the books. Marshall, scouts, GMs, coaches, all here to evaluate. So why don't we do the same? Who showed up this weekend? Who do you think did well?
I think overall for me, the two guys that are jumping up my draft order are going to be two receivers, Nate Bahar from the Carleton Ravens and also Danny Vandervoort of the McMaster Marauders. Every time that I want to put one guy ahead of the other, I compare them side by side and you realize, they're both great at special teams. They both have great hands. They're both strong. They're both fast. So it's very difficult to place one ahead of the other. For me, Danny Vandervoort is my pick because I just know him better. I think that he is an all-around fantastic receiver. But again, every time you try to compliment him, Nate Bahar is right there side by side with him.
There were players this weekend that you expected to do well that maybe didn't show up the way we had thought they would. Who are those guys?
Yeah, Mason Woods for me was frustrating just because, I've seen him play Major Division I football with Idaho, and he played a game against the University of Washington Huskies this year, who have a couple of defensive linemen who are very highly rated in the NFL draft. And in those games, he looked fantastic. But today in the one-on-ones, the offensive line, defensive line, there were a couple of times where he just got kind of uprooted by guys who played with more leverage. And so that's a little frustrating, and that's probably a little bit scary for CFL teams that are looking at him in an enclosed environment, just one person versus one person where he cannot block in a way that you would prefer for a top overall pick. He just didn't scream #1 overall pick to me. So the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who might have had him penciled in, maybe going back to the drawing board a little bit, reevaluating some film. I still think they go offensive or defensive line. I'm just not sure it's Mason Woods right now. And the one other name I thought that was really hopeful that he would put out a great number, Jordan Herbin from Simon Fraser, linebacker, was at the Senior Bowl earlier in the process in the offseason. He didn't run a great 40 at his pro day. He decided to come to the CFL Combine to do better. He didn't improve on it by much, and in one pass rush, he got planted by Johnny Augustine, which again is another great positive. Johnny Augustine had a fantastic afternoon for himself. I thought that he was exceptional when he got into the receiver drills as well, which was a little bit unexpected for him to hop in there, but I know that he's been working with some great route runners that are already playing in the CFL, including Nataya J from the Edmonton Eskimos. So he is working at his craft, and he was a really, really strong tester. So to see him put on pads and be able to be that agile and quick and see that transition from just testing to on-field, I think that was a real big positive for Johnny Augustine at a position that you wonder if a team like maybe Calgary behind Jerome Messa might be looking to add another national to that running back spot. There's a lot of great depth throughout this draft.
Yeah, a ton of talent here at the CFL Combine, and congratulations to all of the athletes who competed this weekend. Next step for them is the draft, which is coming up on May 7th. For Marshall Ferguson, I'm Brodie Lawson for CFL.ca.